Hey everyone, welcome to another Pioneer video here on Magic Arena. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and contribute to the coffee account if you feel like. Thank you very much. So today we are playing some Orzhov Greasefang. So I had a couple of comments on my videos basically asking, Nick, can you play Orzhov Greasefang? And I didn't really know what people were talking about, so I looked it up. And yeah, there's this new build of Greasefang that's been doing the rounds. Quite a lot of good work on MTGO. And yeah, it's just unusually for a Greasefang deck. It's just two colours, just the basic black-white. And although it has the kind of the Greasefang Parheilion kind of package that we're all used to seeing, it's also a monument deck. So the Monument to Endurance, the Aether Drift cards that basically gives you value whenever you discard. And then it's kind of built. Yeah, it's kind of a combo between Greasefang and the standard Monument deck, with cards like Guardian of New Benalia as kind of free discard outlets. Being a older format, we've also got access to Seasoned Hallowblade, and a card you don't see very often, Fleeting Spirit. So all three of these creatures have kind of free discard outlets. But also the other vehicle we're running is Cryptcaller Chariot, which is a 5/5 for 4 with Menace, Crew 2, and whenever you discard one or more cards, create that many tapped 2/2 black creature zombie tokens. So this deck basically operates on like a number of different axes. Like you can do the basic Greasefang Parheilion thing, but you can bring back a Cryptcaller Chariot and then get lots of value off your discards, even more than you would normally get from just having a monument. Yeah, you know, if you're discarding 2 or 3 cards every turn, then this is very quickly going to just spin out of control. If it's attacking for 5 as well, because you're reanimating it with Greasefang, well, you know, that's all of a good time. So yeah, it's an interesting new build. Curious to see how it does. Seems to be doing quite well, as I said. Got some additional removal here as well with Fatal Push and Shelter by Ghosts. Shelter by Ghosts particularly good as an anti-aggro card. Yeah, and then the mana base is fairly self-explanatory. Black-white dual lands, as you'd expect. A couple of Gaia Reach Sanitariums just to give us additional discard. We are running 4 copies of the Mycosynth Gardens, which does cut down on our efficient coloured mana a little bit, but potentially later in the game we can use this to copy either a Monument to Endurance, most likely, but also maybe one of our vehicles as well. Probably not a Parheilion, we need a bit too much mana for that, but you know, it could later on copy a Cryptcaller Chariot as well, and then get sort of double the value off discards. So there's different options there. Urborg, just for smoothing out our black mana a little bit. Takenuma and Iganjo as well. And then the sideboard, pretty self-explanatory. 4 copies of Portable Hole, so some more early interaction. A whole load of Hand Disruption, Vanishing Verse, and then Go Blank, which doubles as Hand Disruption and Graveyard Hate. It's interesting that a lot of the decks I'm seeing at the moment are no longer running cards like Rest in Peace or Leyline of the Void. I think just because graveyard strategies aren't what they used to be in Pioneer. Obviously R1 is, and it'll be interesting to see what other people are playing. But yeah, this is the fairly standard version of Orzhov Greasefang, and there's no ley lines to be seen. So yeah, whether that's a design mistake or a sensible read of the meta, well, let's find out. But yeah, here's the deck. Orzhov Greasefang, as requested by at least 2 people, which, you know, is probably a record. So let's take it onto the ladder. I think this is a ship. Yep, this is much better. Parheilion without Greasefang is probably not a keeper. So the opponent's playing probably a Rakdos Prowess deck. And a Manifold Mouse. Okay, let's push the Heartfire Hero. I'll take 1. Play Seasoned Hollowblade. Yeah, they don't really have any good attacks while I'm holding the Hollow Blade, so that's pretty good. So I'll just play Monument. Pass the turn. And another Manifold Mouse. Given that double strike. Also given that double strike. Okay. I'm gonna block. Yeah, fair enough. Well, let's discard the Takanuma. Draw a card. Ooh, Sheltered by Ghosts is pretty good, so we'll take out that Heartfire hero. Fatal Push one of their mice. Gain some life. And say go. And another Manifold Mouse. Well, you can't say they're not persistent. So I'll take 2 here, which is not the worst. Okay, land is good, so I'll play Crypt Caller Chariot. Attack with Hollow Blade again. Let's draw a card. Cool, that gives me another thing to discard next turn. Okay, this is going reasonably well. So this is kind of the B strategy, the not Greasefang strategy of the deck, which seems to be pretty good against aggro. Now I'm about to get hit for quite a lot of damage there. So let's discard the land, make the opponent lose 3 life. I should have lethal here, because what I can do now is again make the discard lose 3 life. Why did I do that? Why didn't I do it the other way? Yes, I should have waited to attack there, but that's fine. We'll pass the turn. Still learning how to use this deck. I forget that this taps the thing to give it indestructible. So we'll block here, block here. Hope the opponent doesn't have Monstrous Rage. They obviously do. No, just a Burst Lightning. Okay, well that's kind of livable with. because they can do me 2. Okay, so I got away with that, despite that mistake, which we won't talk about. So yeah, we'll attack. Then discard. Right, let's focus up and remember what our cards do. So, Portable Hole for definite. And then I think Vanishing Verse as well. Shot by Ghosts is great. Actually, is this too much removal? Maybe we don't need the Vanishing Verses. Let's get rid of those for now. Trim the Fleeting Spirits. And run it back. Yeah, this is turn 3 Parheilion, so it's going to be worth a go, I think. And with duplicate of everything we need. Damn it. Well, if they're sensible, they'll take my Hollowblade here. Yep. Yep, that was a clutch Thoughtseize, no doubt about that. It's probably enough for them to win the game now. Yeah, if I'm going to draw like that. Right, let's get Greasefang into play. Make him have it. Yeah, that's a heck of a draw they got for themselves there. Okay. So, yeah, I still think this is a decent configuration. We just obviously got massively unlucky there. Yep. Good. Good. Multi 4. That's fine. I've got quite a resilient hand. Well, I've got some of the various bits of my combo, but I'm not really doing anything with them at the moment. But the opponent's not doing anything either, so... Okay, that's better. So... I think let's just play a Crypt Cooler Chariot while the opponent's just durdling. Double Manifold Mouse. Okay, let's... Let's Portable Hole away this mouse. Then pass the turn. Emberheart Challenger is a fine target for a fatal push. Just a land. Just a tasty, tasty land. Draw a card, I think, at this point in the game. See what we... Do I actually want Greasefang? Well, I suppose I might draw a Parheilion or something. Another Seasoned Hollowblade is quite good. I'll play that. I think I'll push their Emberheart Challenger. It's a source of card advantage for them. Let's fire up the old Crypt Caller. This being a 5/5 that crews for 2 is actually sneaky quite powerful. Can potentially close out the game quite quickly. I'll pass the turn. Cool. Okay. So recovered from that misplay in game 1 to a pretty good victory there. So yeah, we kind of saw the power of the not Greasefang part of the deck in that first match. So yeah, if we draw a vehicle in this hand, we're obviously in pretty good shape. Okay, Thoughtseize is a problem. Is Greasefang scary enough for them to want to just take it? Yeah. Okay, that at least keeps our engine alive with Monument and... So we'll play the Monument, we'll attack. At least we can start doing things. Okay, so they've got Liliana.
A fight? And you think you can win?
So we'll ditch the land, draw a card.
One of your friends has to leave.
Greasefang, but no Parheilion is a bit sad. But at least we have the option now to potentially draw something. Yep, Annex is fine. Making me discard really isn't great for them. So I think I'll ditch the push here. Just draw another card. Synth Gardens. So, bop Liliana.
Fine. I know when I'm not
Say go. And then, yeah, we're kind of close to lethal here. Okay, maybe not. So, let's copy that. Discard probably Mycosynth here. Then we'll draw 2 cards. Just hope to hit a vehicle or something. Okay, Sheltered by Ghosts and Spirits is reasonable. So yeah, let's play Spirit. Stick a Sheltered by Ghosts down to get rid of that Annex. Then I think when this comes back, they have to unlock both bits again, I think. I always forget, but I think so. And if they can't kill this turn, then they lose. Fine. Let's discard a card. Make them lose life. They do get their Annex back, but Ermagerd, who cares? Yeah, Aetherborn's not going to do it for them, so go to my turn. Discard Cryptcaller Chariot. Yep, the power of the double monument. 6 doing 12 damage in a turn cycle is pretty good. So, mono black. Mono black, I think, is definitely Vanishing Verse territory. Probably more so than Fleeting Spirit. Well, actually no, Fleeting Spirit is probably better than Sheltered by Ghosts, because they've just got too many like sacrifice effects. I probably don't need to do anything else at this point. So yeah, we're yet to actually successfully Greasefang anything. Maybe it'll happen. Maybe the opponent will come back. It's a bad hand. It's a very bad hand. Quite Thoughtseize is resistant, but it's a bad hand. Okay, that's better. I mean, it's still not amazing. Too many colourless lands, but get rid of one of the legendary lands. Well, they're certainly going after my hand, aren't they? I'll ditch the Mycosynth Gardens here. I don't have anything to copy, so... Which presumably means they don't have Liliana. No, just Annex. Okay, well, Annex is good, but it is going to end up costing them life. Life isn't exactly at a premium right now. Okay. Okay, can I get a Greasefang one time? No. No, I can't. So let's... No, let's not do that. Let's enlist. Giving us some scry. Discard Parheilion. Say go. Okay, they can unlock their Annex here, which is probably reasonable. Okay, Extinction Event's quite annoying. Yeah, it certainly had a good draw there. I think this monument is coming a little bit too late in the day. Yeah, this feels pretty weak right now. I think we're scooping this one up. Yeah, again, just no combination of Greasefang and Parheilion that seems to be working for us. So I'm going to put Sheltered back in, just because it is an answer to Annex. What am I going to take out? Probably Fleeting Spirit now. Because it's a bit of a nombo with Sheltered by Ghosts. Sounds potentially very bad. But let's see. Yes, we like a mull to 5. We like a mull to 4 more. They're clearly just looking for like a Thoughtseize. So my hand is quite well protected in the sense of like most of my things being discarded is not really a problem. Okay, they don't have it, so let's just get Guardian of New Benalia down. Fine. Thanks. Now where's Greasefang? Is he coming out to play today? No. There. That's not an annex. Well, I think let's give us the maximum chance of just doing the thing. So we'll discard Parheilion again. Not being able to play either of these is quite annoying. In fact, this whole hand has been quite annoying. So let's get double scry. Okay, now at least we can grab another land. There you go. Am I about to get hit by another extinction event? I'll be so annoyed if I am. Okay, that's less annoying. Am I willing to let the Guardian go now for more Crypt Callers? I think I am. Not under any pressure to use this yet, but let's not shilly-shally for too long. Okay. I think I can give them a turn of doing that. Yeah, okay, that's pretty good. So Play Cooler Chariot number 2. Now when I discard Parheilion, I'll get double the triggers. Thanks. Alright. If you insist. I mean, you're very dead. If you're about to go to 4. Yep, cool. Excellent. It'll do. Dredge? No way! Why am I not playing Graveyard Hate? Oh, that's worth killing. So I assume I'm going to be able to kill the opponent quickly enough here. No, they got their Bloodghasts. Nah, do they have removal? I'm going to assume that they don't. It's Dredge. Dredge is not that kind of deck. Thank you. Okay, we've done the thing. And now we've just got endless discard outlets. Neoform. Interesting. Dredge with Neoform. What are they going to go get with that? Is it? Are they running Oculus? Cool. Do you know what? Do you know what would be really good in a sideboard like this? A Line of the Void. Go blank. Audible Hole in exchange for Fatal Push. Vanishing Verse. In exchange for probably Guardian of New Benalia. Let's just go maximum damage. Nope. Yep, this is better. It's not amazing. Let's put back Sheltered by Ghosts so I don't have a creature to put it on. I don't really want them turned to Neoforming here, so I am going to put this Narcomoeba in a portable hole. I see. I see. 2 Parheilions, nothing to do with them. Okay, so this is an Oculus deck. That probably wins them this game, to be honest. Ugh. Yep. Yeah, I still think we're keeping the same configuration. It is basically just two decks playing past each other. So Dredge with an Oculus bent is an interesting way of doing it. I don't think I've seen that before. But you know what? I don't hate it. So let's see if we can pick up some vehicles. I think they've flippin' love themselves a Tomb Scour, don't they? Ooh, hard casting Narcomoeba is not a world I hate too much. Get a Monument to Endurance down. And Takenuma as a mill effect is meh, because it mills 3, but... Okay, it's wall-to-wall Narcomoebas for the opponent. So yeah, let's discard Gaia Reach Sanitarium to draw a card. It's just another land, is it? Bleh. In which case, we will simply chill with our ability to Takenuma at a later point. Just want one of my vehicles. From among them, so they can't... No, they can get back at Oculus. Damn you! There. Okay, let's attack. We'll discard Gaia Reach again. Draw another card. Okay, now we have Parheilion, so it's just a case of waiting one turn, which I'm willing to do. Discard Parheilion. Let's make the opponent lose some life, I think, here. I could have actually copied my Mycosynth Gardens before I did that. That might have been better. But let's do that now. Copy, copy, copy. Yep. You may manifest some dread. Congratulations. Greasefang. Bring back Parheilion. Crew Parheilion. Attack. Now they're just dead, because I can do this. Cool. Excellent. Well, we raced through that one, so we'll do one more. Yeah, this deck felt decent. It felt very, like, shaky. Like at any moment the whole thing could just fall to pieces. I haven't felt confident in any of the victories that we've had, to be honest. Definitely don't feel confident in that hand. I mean, if I draw lands, this hand's potentially really good. I've got no white land. No, can't keep that. Okay, this is marginally better, so I'll pop back the Gobbler Shrine. Mutavault, turn 1. Well, you don't see that every day. Yes, your Mutavault is holding priority. Could you stop it, please? Thank you. Red and Mutavault. Okay, so it's a mono red aggro deck. Fine. Screaming Nemesis, how dare you? Sure. Well, at least with Fleeting Spirit's ability, I can trigger Raid relatively easily, which will allow me to kill the Nemesis. Okay. 2 Nemesi. So discard Swamp. That'll send that away. That'll Raid? Why did I say Raid? It's Revolt. I know what words mean. I could potentially do the same thing again. Now my army of 3/1s is just closing out the game. Don't feel like I need to straight away. Let's see what they do first. Oh, no. No, no, no. No, 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 no. It's just mono red aggro, I think. The fact that I have an Urborg is confusing me slightly with the game that we played, the first match that we played. Is this lethal? I think it is. Not quite, actually. It's only 10 damage. But they weren't having it. Fine. Okay, mono red aggro, I think, is pretty straightforward. It's a straight swap, I think. Portable Hole in. And Fleeting Spirit out. And then we just run it back. One more time. For luck. That's very nice apple juice. What dat? Fine. Heartfire can disappear in a hole. Emberheart Challenger can die to a Fatal Push, and I'll just draw some more land, shall I? Well, Monument is nice. But I ain't got nothing to do with it. Wow. Well, what am I supposed to do with that? Got no discard outlets. So I think we'll just pass the turn with Takenuma available to us, and hopefully we can grab like a Guardian or something. Some Spine Links will do me 4 damage. 4 is not lethal. Draw a card. Yep. Pick up the Seasoned Hollowblade, which I'll now play. And then pass the turn. So it's block. Discard Parheilion. Make the opponent lose some life. Another one. That's fun. I think I do have lethal though for on the opponent now. So let's discard. Draw a card. Yep. Now play Greasefang. Bring back Parheilion II. Cool. Excellent. Okay. Quick victory at the end there. Yeah. Decent showing by this deck. Yeah, it felt quite volatile. I don't know. I mean, that was a decent like win run of wins, but yeah, I can see. I think it's got a very high top end, so I can kind of see why it's going 5-0, but I can also see it going like 0-5 with just like the wrong draws. So yeah, it's an interesting one. God, I have no idea what half these cards do. But I'll take a mythic wild card. Yeah, a very different way of building Greasefang. There are so many different ways of building it. I mean, there was that Abhorrent Oculus version that did the rounds a while ago. There's now this. Is it better than the Mardu version? I'm not sure. Crypt Caller Chariot was decent in some places. And it's running 2 parallel strategies here, sometimes which complement each other and sometimes don't. But is each one powerful enough on its own? I don't know. It's certainly putting up some good results, but as I say, I reckon it's a deck with quite a low floor and high ceiling. But maybe others have had a different experience, so let me know if you have in the comments, if you have been playing this, if you've seen others playing it. I mean, are there any other Pioneer content creators left anymore? I feel like I've basically monopolised the market, which, I'm not going to complain about. But yeah, so decent, but I think still to be determined whether it's got the legs to go the distance. But here's the deck list one more time in the description as usual. Thank you very much for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, and contribute to the coffee account if you're able to. I do appreciate it. And yeah, I'll see you next time.